Senator Salazar, Chairman, dear friends, and future leaders, I would say also. Let me start by thanking our Colombian friends for their splendid hospitality last night and also for the excellent organization of this meeting. What a perfect start for the Freedom Forum this year. I think they deserve a round of applause for that. And let me also praise the IYDU for what you do and what you stand for. You already are doing important things like this Freedom Forum and other activities. Keep up this work. I've come here, as you know, to greet you on behalf of IYDU's parent organization, the International Democratic Union. As you know, the IDU is the global political family of conservative, Christian Democrat and like-minded parties of the center and center-right, where UPLA, since 2006, has been recognized as our regional organization in Latin America, and I'm happy to see the steady and gradual growth and strengthening of UPLA over the last years while they've been in this family. It was visionary leaders like Ronald Reagan, Margaret Thatcher, Helmut Kohl, and others, Franz Josef Strauss, since I see CSU here, and also leaders from Norway, Sweden, Denmark, and other countries that came together and formed the IDU back in 1983. I don't know if they were inspired by the famous statement by the conservative philosopher Edmund Burke, who said that when bad men combine, also the good must associate if they want to prevail. Of course, the formation of the IDU was at the height of the Cold War. Communism and the Soviet Union were still very much present on the international stage and posing a very serious threat indeed to freedom everywhere. And the Socialist International was perhaps the predominant political force internationally in the 70s and at that time. For too many years, the center-right had let the left define us. And the coming together of center-right parties internationally helped change that. IDU's founding document, the London Declaration, sets out a common set of values with freedom, democracy, and the rule of law as the cornerstones. Our values are rooted in the conviction that democratic societies provide individuals with the best conditions for political liberty, personal freedom, equality of opportunity, and economic development under the rule of law. And the London Declaration also warns of the threats posed by the extreme left and the extreme right. Our founders recognized the need to stand up for ideas and values and to be ready to fight for them. At the same time, they invited parties sharing the ideas to join. It was 19 parties that came together in London, mostly from Europe and North America. Today, close to 100 parties in more than 80 countries in all corners of the world take part in the IDU and our regional affiliates, and an increasing number, I'm happy to say, from Latin America. We are actually the only political international who members have on all continents. I bring greetings from our chairman, John Howard, Australia's Prime Minister through almost 12 years, an impressive record, who I'm sure would have liked to be with us today, but he will join us for the executive later in Washington next week. But I'm also happy to see the focus of the agenda of this Freedom Forum, which are the challenges to democracy itself. And I think it's very fitting that the meeting is held right here in Colombia. Threats of insurgency, lethal drug cartels, spectacular kidnappings, and release operations have been almost all the outside world for many years heard of Colombia. These grave threats have been met with firmness and perseverance. And the situation has changed. Challenges are still there, but now the news are about the gradual improvements, and it didn't happen by itself. It took leadership and it took sacrifice. And it's every reason to be impressed also that Colombia during all these difficult years never left the path of democracy. With such challenges, that is an impressive record indeed, And here, Partido Conservador Colombiano has played a big part, which deserves respect and admiration. And we are proud to have had the Partido Conservador as a dedicated member of the IDU for many, many years. And there is no doubt that democracy is under threat in many countries. Threats of a different kind than when the IDU was formed. Today we see emerging populism in Latin America, at present mostly from the left. In this region, Venezuela is an example, but not the only one. Now, during the Cold War, many of us used to think of the Soviet soldiers as 7 feet tall, that they couldn't be beaten. Now, of course, that turned out not to be true. And we need to have those lessons also when we face populism. Because also this menace can and will be overcome. And we've seen the signs of weakness in the armor of figures like Chavez, with the youth and student movement, which I'm looking forward to hear again here at this forum, in the forefront, making sure that the Venezuelan opposition in 2008 managed to defeat the attempt of changing the constitution, and again last year, against all odds, secured a strong opposition in the National Assembly. Now, the Iowa Day Freedom Forum here comes at an important time. I'm happy to see that the forum is an inclusive event which aims at bringing together all the youth parties of the center-right, recognizing that the center-right needs to stand together facing these challenges and threats which we see from populism, mainly left-wing populism, in this region and elsewhere. And what we need to do is to remember the advice of Edmund Burke, which I started with, that when evil forces align, also the forces of good need to come together in order that evil will not win. Best wishes for a successful Freedom Forum. Thank you.